Okay, now let's work on our tomatoes. Let's take our trusty can opener, pop open one of these cans, and what we're going to do is work it through the food mill. So you take your whole can of tomatoes, you got your whole tomatoes, you've got your juice, and you plop it into your food mill. And the goal is to separate the seeds and the kind of stringy, tough parts of tomato from the kind of the soft flesh and the juice of tomato. And you can guess which of the parts that we want and the parts that we want to compost or feed to our chickens. So you just work the handle of the mill around in a clockwise direction, and what happens is that the pressure from this top spinning disc on that disc with the holes in it by way of the spring in there will gradually push the good stuff down and keep the bad stuff in the food mill. There you go. See, that's all the junk that would normally end up in your sauce, and tomatoes add a lot of bitterness to the sauce and a lot of sourness to the sauce, and then the stringy parts of the tomato is just sort of this goofy texture that you don't want in your sauce. And then what we're left with is really the best part of the tomato. It's the sweeter, softer, smoother part. And so we've got mission accomplished with can number 1. So now all we have to do is do that 7 times. We're going to plop out the tomato. Now we're going to make our herb bundle. It's pretty simple. What we're trying to do is tie together our parsley, our thyme, and oregano in a pretty tight bundle with some butcher's twine so that it doesn't come apart in the sauce. You want to use butcher's twine because you're basically putting the string in your sauce, and normal string will have a bunch of harmful chemicals that you probably don't want to be eating. You can find this in your basic fancy cooking store as well. So we cut off about 1.5 feet, 2 feet. And what you want to do is wrap this several times around your herb bundle, because 1, you want it to be tight, and 2 is you kind of want to have it wrapped around a bunch of your herb to just try to keep the whole thing together. Because as it cooks in the sauce for a couple hours, it really wants to come apart, and then you'll end up having to fish all these wonderful pieces of floppy herbs out of your sauce. So there's our herb bundle.